I'm Amy from Skatehut. You might have seen me in store. I'm the shop manager. So today I'm going to show you how to grip tape your own scooter deck. What I'll do is I'll do two different ones, but the first one, the simpler one, I'm not going to obviously cut it. I'm just going to show you what to do, and then I'm going to do a longer version with all the fancy cutting out bits and the edges. What you're going to need is obviously your scooter deck. This is just a normal Blazer Pro one, but this technique will literally go for all of the different decks. You can do this on anything. This one has no grip tape on already, as you can see. If you do have a scooter that already has grip tape on, what I'd suggest is getting your mum or dad's hairdryer, plugging it in, go into town on this with the hottest setting. Don't hold it really close because you will cut the power. Hold it about probably a few inches away from the deck and just start going over the top, all the way from the top, and then you'll start seeing it like peeling up because that's mounting all the glue underneath, and then it will just peel off. It should be easy peasy, but sometimes if your grip tape's been on there for a really long time, it's going to be really hard. So what you want to do is get your Stanley blade. If you are under the age of 18, please make sure that either a parent is doing it and you're supervising them, or the parent is supervising you. So you probably want to just pick off all the grip tape underneath there, but be really, really careful with that. They're going to be sharp. Okay, next what you want is I've got here a file. As you can see, this one's been used quite a lot by the build team. You can use an Allen key or anything to do that. That's just to score the edges all along when we stick the grip tape on. You're obviously going to want all of the Allen keys that fit your brake and your axle, because you want to be removing those if you want to do the fancy way of grip taping it. And that's literally all you need, I think. Obviously grip tape as well. This is just mob. This is the long skateboard grip tape, so it's probably best that I'm showing you this, obviously, because it's the hardest one to do. If you've got one that fits already, then you basically don't need to do all of the fancy edges or anything because it will fit. But we'll get to it. Is there a question?
We have. So we've got Ryan James in the chat saying hi. Hi to Ryan. And we've also got Solar Tempo, which says, do we sell Hella grip tape?
We do sell Hella grip tape. We've literally just got loads of Hella in stock. So there's loads of different colourways on there. I really like Hella grip because it's really, really thick and it's really nice to cut with the blade.
I also saw on the website today we've got some new tilt grip in as well.
Yeah, there's new tilt as well. I've seen some of them. Blazer Pro has actually got some really, really nice grips at the moment. Really nice different fog colours, some rainbow colours. And they've actually got wider extra large grip tape available now. So before they used to do only a slim version, and now they're doing a bigger version as well. Everyone's getting like wider decks at the moment, so it's probably best they've gone that way, to be fair. Any more questions, or is everyone full at the moment?
What type of scooter do you recommend? That comes from Tyler Stubbs.
What type of scooter? Like deck-wise or whole scooter?
We'll wait for that. So, deck-wise or in terms of scooter? Also, for a beginner, Tyler says.
Oh, for a beginner. It's hard to recommend because obviously loads of things are like personal choice. My personal choice probably for a beginner would either be maybe like an MGP, or you're looking for something a little bit lighter that's like robust. Those have all of like the cutouts and everything, which are pretty cool. And then if you're looking more for a street style, probably just a Blazer Pro, really, to be honest. You don't need anything too mentally expensive being a beginner, but obviously if you've got the money, you might as well splash out.
Very good. Also, to answer the question for Tempo, yes, the Hella grip tape is available at the Hale Zone HQ. At the moment, the store's not restricted in regards to what we sell, but it is a internet sort of pickup point. So just get yourself over to the store and then you'll be able to buy it from the staff when you get in. Just make sure you bring a mask. We are asking customers to wear masks.
Yeah, if you're under 12, you don't need to wear a mask, and obviously if you're exempt as well, it's absolutely fine if you don't wear a mask. But yeah, like Robbie said, the store is a little bit different, it's a little bit smaller. Everything is available online in store, so just ask me and the staff and we'll sort you out. I'm just taking the bolts off the brake now. This one is underneath the deck. I know a lot of you will probably have the bolts on the top, so you want to get that off when you've obviously taken all the grip tape off, because you're not going to reach your bolts. If you've got a district deck and you're going, well, where are my bolts? I don't have any bolts. That's because district don't have brake bolts. They have an insert which fits right into the deck, which is pretty handy to be fair, because you're not going to round anything. So all you need to do is take the back axle out and pull that off. Just going to do this. That was a lot more fiddly than I expected. Okay, now we've got that off. And we're going to take the axle off as well. When doing this, make sure you don't lose any of your spacers or anything. Make sure everything goes back on the way you took it off.
Let's have a look. We got that question from Solar Tempo, and I recently bought the S8 Street off you guys. Awesome. The rear bearing is broke. Have we got the new 24mm by 120mm wheels? Now, we've got the tri-bearing wheels. They've come out, and I know that there is a new blunt wheel coming out, but I've not...
I don't know whether we've got that in stock yet.
I imagine that's going to be coming out to us soon, because, you know, we're very good friends with Blunt. So
yeah, we love Blunt.
We love Blunt. So, yeah, they'll be... If they're not on the website now, they'll be on the website very soon, because I know that they've been announced. Okay.
Really easy to change as well.
Cool.
Just hammer them out. Okay, so easy way of doing it. If you had all of this on already, so imagine our brake is still there, and you didn't want to faff around, you didn't want to use all these Stanley blades or anything, you wanted to be safe as possible because mum and dad maybe aren't there to watch you, or older brothers and sisters. You want to just roll out your grip tape. What I'd usually do, if it's not got a pattern on and it's just black, I would just move it straight to the edge. I'll probably do it that way. Straight to the edge, right next to your brake, and just make sure you completely follow your edge. This is before you take any of the paper off underneath, because this is going to be really hard to do if you've made it sticky. And then you just want to fold the edge down and just flatten that down. And then you want to take that away, get a ruler, cut down where you folded it, stick it on, and then score one edge and cut along it. And that's literally all you have to do. That's called a boxed grip tape. Really, really easy. Sometimes if we're in a rush, we'll just do that. And it's super, super simple. Or you can do the same kind of thing and go all the way to the edge, but score around the back and stick that on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the front and the back, because I've had a lot of people ask me how you actually do the front, and I've figured it out now. Thanks to Ben, he's shown me all the ways, and I'll show you how to do that way as well. It's a little bit fiddlier, it takes a little bit more time. If you're concerned about scratching your deck a little, do not do this, because you are going to be putting a blade on the top of this. So you just want to be a little bit careful. But I'll show you how to do the back as well. So if you did want to just square off the top, not go all the way around, you can just do that and not worry about any of this. But I'm going to show you how to lay the whole thing on.
So would you say that there's like a difficulty level, like doing the box one is the easiest, and the rest of them are like more advanced?
Yeah, I'd say the box one is definitely the easiest, because you don't have to worry about scoring too much, making any mistakes or anything. And then I'd say cutting here would be like a midi level, and then doing all of this bit is definitely more of a like, it's a skill set. That's a lot harder. I mean, you might even watch me just mess this up now.
It can't be any worse than the skateboard grip I did the other week, so don't you worry.
How did that go? I didn't see.
Well, I made the mistake of sitting down. So it meant that the grip wasn't my best job whatsoever. But I showed how to fix it if you get it wrong.
Yeah, there we go. And now you all know not to sit down when you're gripping.
Exactly. Stand up and then you can get over the board and do a proper job. So while you're just tacking that down onto the deck, we've got a few questions. Tyler's asking about buying in Australia. Do we ship to Australia?
You know what? I'm not sure. That would be something that would probably message customer service about.
I'd agree.
But we do order from Australia, so I don't see why we wouldn't ship there, but there might be some, obviously, different shipping stuff that's happening at the moment.
Absolutely.
With all the COVID stuff that's happening. So we just want to tell you the right information.
I'll tell you what, Tyler, what I'll do is we'll find out and we'll put it on this video as a comment. So we'll find that out for you just to make sure, because we've opened everything up for the majority of Europe and I believe the US, but with things constantly changing, we want to make sure we give you the best answer.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy at the moment. So basically what I've done is I've laid this grip tape on. I haven't put the whole thing on, I haven't peeled off the whole sticky back. Because if I peeled the whole thing off, you're going to have all of this sticking onto the table or wherever you're doing it. And as you can see, I've laid this completely up with the edge of the deck. Again, if you've got a pattern, you don't want to be doing that. You want to try and get your pattern as centered as possible if you want it to be like that. And then you want to be scoring on this side the same as I'll do on this side. So you want to be taking this side onto this side as well. But if you do it like this, and you've just got grip tape that's all the same colour, and you'll make your job so much easier just doing it this way. So, yeah. I'm going to score it now, so it's going to be really loud.
That's absolutely fine.
Okay, you want to bring it right to the edge, so you don't scrape your knuckles, because it really hurts. And you just want to score down. You can obviously use, like, I'm not going to use this because it's Alex's and it'll actually kill me. But you can just get an Allen key and you can scrape it on the edge as well, or any kind of like metal thing that you aren't going to ruin.
I think that's a very, very good point. If you are going to be using somebody else's tools, get permission.
Definitely get permission. Don't do that. So, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm scored all the way down the edge of the deck, and now I'm scoring at the back. If you've got, I can't remember the decks that are quite curved, I think they're Aztec. If they've got like deck inserts, and you can take them out first before you start doing this, because it's really hard to cut around that curve. If you can't take them out, try the best you can. It is possible, we have done it before, but it's going to be a little bit more
work.
Zaggety at the end, yeah. So, we've got to that point. Obviously, if you're doing the front, you want to leave a big enough bit so that you can stick all of this down. So make sure this is almost all the way at the top of your scooter, because then you know you've got enough to stick down at the front. If you were just doing it boxed off, that would be there. You'd just cut that off. You'd just be doing all of this back piece, and that would be there. But make sure that's up there if you want to do all the fancy bit. Okay, what you're doing now, I'm not scoring that by the way, I'm leaving that till last. You want to get your Stanley blade or your knife. I'd probably suggest using like a knife. I'm just doing this because this is what I've been doing for ages. I don't really use a like full knife. I find it a bit fiddly, but that's me. Probably safety reasons I would definitely have a knife. So you want to bring, I wonder if I can do it like this. Oh, there's a spacer. Okay, so you want to bring your knife up, and you want to just poke it in right underneath, right on the edge. You want it to be touching, just don't want to be scratching that. If you scratch it, no biggie, because you're going to ride it, so you're going to probably scratch it anyway. But if you're really, really conscious about doing it, try and go as slowly as possible. Don't rush this. Also, remember you've got a really sharp blade, so you don't want to be rushing any of this at all. So you want to be just keeping your fingers touching that deck, and you want to be going all the way along.
Now notice how Amy's moving her hand away from the blade, which is very important to point out.
Very, very important. Remember to move your hand. And then I just want to cut the excess off here, away from myself. And here. So now, you know you've got all of the extra bit. You want to cut that off. Just so it gives you more room to manoeuvre it around. You haven't got all this grip tape in your way. And you want to turn this again. The thing that you want to remember is you don't want to make it difficult for yourself. So if you're like leaning over and cutting and hugging this, you're not supposed to be. You're supposed to be completely free moving. This is supposed to be the thing that moves, not you.
That's a really good tip.
Okay, so then you want to, obviously again, really close to the edge. And just cut there. And you want to cut all the way along. Notice how I haven't done the break bit yet. That's literally next. Any more questions?
Nothing at the minute.
Nothing at the minute. So you want to kind of poke around, see where there's a gap, and you want to just stab in the middle and pull down. And then you want to bring this up here to the edge of where your deck is. And you want to get your scoring tool again. Go all the way along. Around the edge of the break. Really, really close. Don't be scared to press as hard as possible. Like that. And then when you take your blade again, really, really close again. Again, notice how all my fingers are far away from this. Apart from obviously the ones holding it. But they're not near the shark, these. There we go.
Look how
Nice
neat that
and
is.
clean. Okay, next one is you want to be able to. With this one, you don't have to because they're at the bottom. But if your brake holes are on the top, this is the point where you need to like feel where the brake holes are. Press. You can press up the grip tape, and then you can like poke a little hole in there. Poke a hole where the brake hole is. Score around the hole. Cut around that. Effectively, a mini version of this, but I don't need to do it on here. Okay, so that's what it would look like. That would be done now. There it's like the mid-range squared off piece. Let me just try to do this up a bit. Okay, so this is the fiddly bit.
Okay, so we have had another question from Tempo Solar about what we would recommend for street wheels.
I mean, it depends where you'll be riding. So you need like a grippy wheel. The majority of scooter wheels are about the same PU.
Mm-hmm.
Proto, I might be wrong on this, please correct me if I am, but Proto are the only one that I know of at the moment that do have different gradients of the rubber that they use on their wheels. So they'll have sliders, which I would say are way better for outdoors, and then they have grippers that are way better for indoors. The softer the PU, the softer the wheel, the better for the indoor, because you can grip onto ramps, you're not going to slide anywhere, it's not going to slip underneath you, and then outdoors you want like a harder one, because if you imagine you're scooting around on like really bumpy, gravelly road, you're going to rub that wheel away, and you're going to chunk it and everything. I've had a lot of kids come in at the moment where they're slowing down by they're going like really fast and then like slamming on their brake, and it really squares off your wheel. Please just like slow down carefully, think about what you're going to do before you do it, because you will ruin all that back wheel, it will chunk off. But yeah, basically you want a hard PU. I don't know what wheel is the best for that. They're all pretty much the same kind of PU, but I know Proto have like sliders, so probably some sliders. Yeah. hope that was helpful. Okay, so what you want to do is just stick the grip tape up towards the kind of like head tube bit here, and you'll see where it is. And you want to take your blade and you want to just run it, not too close because you will scratch it. You want it just about a centimetre, probably like a millimetre, midpoint away. Actually, do this away from you, don't do it towards your face. Don't do what I did. You just want to go down here. There we go. And you'll lay that piece all the way down. I know we've got excess, but I'll show you what to do in a minute. So you want to stick all of that down really well. And then you want to do the same on the other side. And then stick that down as well. Man, it's so hot today. I am melting. Okay, so now we've got to this point, you want to get like a small Allen key, really, really small. And where the weld is, you want to follow all the way around this weld. So you want to be pressing in to this weld and scoring all the way along, all the way to the edge. All the way around. Oh, there it goes. Followed it all the way around? Yeah. And I just want to score the edge here. Obviously on the other side you don't have to do too much because you're already doing this bit. And then you want to cut. Don't make it hard for yourself. If you're finding it hard, just move things around to suit you. Think about what you do before you do it, because you might hurt yourself. There you go. I'm just sticking all the bits on here because if it goes on your carpet, it's not coming off. Or it will come off, but you'll be there for ages. Okay, so I've got to this bit now. What you want to do is you want to get your blade and you want to stab it through the grip tape and follow that line. You need a real steady hand for this. And you want to be really careful. You want to follow it all the way around. Sometimes you won't have cut all the way through, so as you're peeling it, you can just go over it again. It might be harder for you guys than it is for me because I've literally been doing this forever. But yeah, that's literally all you have to do, and then put all your other bits on and you're good to go. Ooh. I'm really doing.
So that absolutely takes care of that, and yeah, you've been shown in this video 3 different ways, 3 different hardnesses of, like, difficulties I should say, of how to grip a scooter deck. So fantastic stuff there. If you need any of the tools or any of the parts that you've seen our Amy use, of course you can go to our website, which is www.skatehut.co.uk, where you can buy scooter decks, you can buy grip tape, and you can also buy skate tools. And yeah, this video will be available on our website where you'll be able to follow it along, and hopefully we've helped you to be able to grip your scooter deck. So there you go. Right, thank you very much for watching. Thanks for everybody that's took part and asked some questions. Have an awesome week, and hydrate. Please hydrate. It is super hot. All right, take care. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Are we off?